Hello everybody and welcome to Tiger Reacts. I, of course, am handing the channel over to Cosplaydude637 once again. I promise I'm coming back in September with a whole month dedicated to a nerdcore YouTube channel, which you guys should definitely check out, called Nerd Out. Big fan, been listening to them for 10 years now, so I kind of want to dedicate a month to just giving back to people, you know, the musicians that kind of like helped me out when I was a teenager and growing up and things. So with that being said, Cosplaydude637 is returning to the channel. We're gonna try and rope in some more reactions at some point, kind of add it to his schedule. He's got a really good schedule now. So, Cosplaydude637 is again reacting to one of the Tiger Tales storylines that I upload on Tiger Tales and Marvel Universe 19 called Avengers Earth Last Alliance. Make sure you check out Tiger Tales and Marvel Universe 19 on both. There's plenty of different Marvel storylines you check out. And on Tiger Tales, there's DC storylines, Ben 10 storylines, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Walking Dead, all different types of fandoms. It's lots of fun, or audio dramas for you to listen to. Make sure you subscribe to both channels as well. We've just got Tiger Tales over 100 subscribers, and Marvel Universe 19 obviously deserves the same love and attention. So, I do love you all. And, of course, I shall be back next week. Cosplaydude637, take it away, bro.
What is up, my peeps? I am your boy, Cosplaydude637, and I am back with another reaction video. This time reacting to the Avengers Earth's Last Alliance, written by our good friend Parabatai and the owner of this channel, Tiger. So let's dive into Chapter 5, White Lightning Always Strikes Twice. I already like it from the image because it's got my boy Johnny Storm, who is my favorite member of the Fantastic Four, so I'm super stoked to see him. So let's get into this.
The Avengers, Earth's Last Alliance, Chapter 5, White Lightning Always Strikes Twice. The Avengers all flew or swung out of the Avengers Tower, other than Captain America and Human Torch. Really? You're benching me? The Human Torch snapped. No, you just have another assignment, Captain America replied. Yeah, like what? The Human Torch said with a scoff. Look, whilst we handle the mess of this golden crystal fiasco that somehow amplified the Green Goblin, the city still needs heroes. Now, normally I would put Spidey on it, but he knows Green Goblin better than most, and we don't have the original Spidey here at the moment. I'm not benching you, Johnny. You need to be a hero here. It's what you're good at, and besides, you have a target, and Jarvis will aid you if you need it, Captain America ordered. He placed his hand on Johnny's shoulder reassuringly, and then he ran off the balcony.
Okay, so Cap just basically placated Johnny. Be like, dude, you're a superhero, you're good at it, go do this while we take care of the big stuff. I mean, I'm just saying.
His wings popped open, allowing him to take flight. Human Torch watched Captain America fly away. Then he pressed his communicator and jumped off the balcony. So what are we doing today, Jarvis? Human Torch asked.
There is an unusual amount of electricity building up in the far north of the city. It's only happening in bursts, and the timing is unpredictable,
Jarvis stated. Okay, so mutant, inhuman, or a guy just playing with power cables. Either way, let's get to it. Flame on! He called out, and he set ablaze. He took flight and soared to the location. Then eventually, he...
I do have to say this. I say it, I think, almost every video that I listen to one of his stories, but his Jarvis is just so freaking good. I love his Jarvis.
Landed as he arrived, and his flames diminished. He looked around, and he saw that he was in an abandoned car lot. He walked around, keeping his head on a swivel. It looked like no one had even entered the place in a long time. The sudden spark of electricity erupted from behind a rather large truck. He crept around the battered vehicle and saw some young guy sat on a rather large tire. The burst of electricity came from the man's hands. The electric was pure white. The young man seemed concentrated. Johnny took another step, but he accidentally stood on a piece of metal, and the sound echoed throughout the lot. The young man looked up.
Not very stealthy, Johnny. Not very stealthy. But, to be fair, stealth is not Johnny's forte.
And he slid off the tire and he held out his hand, and a surge of white lightning danced between his fingertips. Johnny held out his hand, and a small burst of flame sat on his palm. Easy, Cupcake. I'm just here to talk. Johnny sighed. Both of them lowered their hands, and the young man noticed Johnny's supersuit, with the 4 logo on it. Holy crap! You're the Human Torch! The guy blurted. Yes I am. And you are? Johnny asked. SAX1, the young man sighed. What sort of name is that? Johnny blurted. It's what the people who made...
It's a lab name, Johnny.
Me called me, SAX1 said with a sour expression. Wait, you were made? So you're not a mutant, inhuman, or guy with power cables? Johnny muttered. I was afraid you'd ask that. No, I was made from DNA of superheroes, or a superhero, meant to be the next line of defense against threats until there was an explosion at the lab and all the experiments got out. The experiment told Johnny. Johnny shook his head with disbelief, then sighed. Hey, it was you. You keep making the bursts of lightning that we keep detecting, Johnny asked. Oh yeah, I can do this thing, SAX1 told him. He stood tall and his entire body became bright light. Lightning rippled off of him. It reminded Johnny of his own fire powers. Flame on! Johnny muttered, his entire body engulfed in flames. Hey, we're similar, SAX1 grinned. Yeah, this is kind of odd, the Human Torch grunted. Both of them powered down, then suddenly a helicopter flew overhead. It hovered over the car lot and two figures jumped out of the side of the helicopter and landed on the ground. They both had big light blue gauntlets on both wrists. Friends of yours? Johnny asked. No, they work for the scientists who made me. You asked about the burst of electricity? Yeah, sometimes it's me fighting those freaks, SAX1 stated. Bad guys. Got it, Johnny said. Both the goons turned to Johnny and SAX1. They aimed their gauntlets and fired several icy blasts, and the duo both dodged the attacks. Flame on! Johnny barked, and he was engulfed in flames once again. SAX1 was engulfed in white lightning. Both of them then flew at the two goons, who kept rapid-firing icy blasts at them. The icy blasts hit the Human Torch, freezing him in spot. His fiery body melted the ice quickly. The Human Torch then flew higher up into the air and formed a fireball between his hands. He condensed it, making it smaller, and he threw it on the ground. The explosion knocked both the goons off their feet. SAX1 threw his hands out and a surge of white lightning erupted from his palms and hit one of the goons dead on. The goon laid there as he fried. The Human Torch flew down and threw a flaming punch and hit the other goon as he climbed onto one knee, and he smacked him in the head, knocking him back down to the ground. Then the duo regrouped. Hell yeah, that's amazing. I got to work with the awesome Human Torch, SAX1 screamed out. Both of them depowered.
Okay, I can just see the grin on Johnny's face when he said that. When SAX said that. I can... SAX? Yeah, that's right? But anyways, when the other guy said that he got to work with the awesome Human Torch, I could just see the grin on Johnny's face because, you know, playing Johnny's ego.
We need to find out where these guys are coming from. You said they came multiple times. We gotta take these punks down. If they're after you, then maybe they're also after the other experiments that escaped with you, Johnny muttered. Wait.
Ty, I'm just curious, because of experiments, are you pulling a Stitch here on us? I'm just curious.
You want to go after these guys? SAX1 pointing at the two unconscious goons. Well, yeah. The first we need to give you an actual name, Johnny sighed. Wait, I guess I can't use SAX1, huh? What did you have in mind? SAX1 replied with a shrug. How about... Aha! Sparks! Johnny suggested with a click of his fingers. Hell yeah, I like it. SAX1, now dubbed Sparks, cheered. Johnny walked up to the one goon and he pulled out his
I see what
phone.
you did there, Ty.
He took a picture of the goon and then sent it to Jarvis. Then he pressed his communicator. Hey Jarvis, scan the tech in the picture. I need a place of origin, Johnny said.
Yes, sir. They came from Mr. Laboratories. Its funding stopped over 6 months ago. The electricity and gas cut off 3 weeks ago, but I'm getting some cryogenic frequencies from the satellite readings.
Jarvis explained. Thanks, Jarvis. I'm heading there now, Johnny replied. Then he turned to Sparks. You coming? He asked. Sparks nodded with a big grin. Flame on! Johnny barked as his body was engulfed in flames. He launched himself into the air. Spark up! Sparks barked. His body was engulfed in white lightning. He launched...
I'm sorry, what, Ty? Spark up? This guy is not a Human Torch fanboy. I don't know who is.
Himself into the air following Johnny. Okay, we're gonna have to work on your catchphrase, Human Torch said as he rolled his eyes. Human Torch and Sparks flew towards Mr. Laboratories. Mist Laboratories was destroyed, in ruins. completely in pieces, covered in massive amounts of ice, shards as big as houses. Human Torch and Sparks came to a halt, floating there. "You were trapped in here?" Human Torch asked. "Yeah, just a little less icy," Spark shuddered. Then several more ice goons climbed out of the broken structures and started firing icy blasts at the two guys. Human Torch and Sparks both swayed through the air, dodging the icy blasts, and they both returned the offensive attacks. Fire and lightning blasts rained down on the icy goons. More goons climbed out and joined the assault. "There's too many of these guys," Sparks barked. "Yeah, it's getting too cold for my liking," Human Torch replied. "Maybe we can even the odds," a voice called out. Suddenly, the almighty Lady Thor landed on the ground, slamming down her hammer. Lightning rippled through the ground, shattering the ice, knocking some of the goons off their feet. Captain America swooped in and threw his shield. It hit a goon who stood on one of the massive ice shards, knocking him off of it. He caught his shield as it bounced back towards him. Then his wings folded in, he tucked himself into a ball, and he rolled through the air and collided with another goon. Ironheart landed on the ground and fired her repulsor blast as Spider-Man swung around, webbing up goons. Ocklos ran in his tiger form and tackled a goon off his feet and sank his teeth into the gauntlet, breaking it. "Holy crap, it's the Avengers!" Sparks gasped. "Yeah, I'm still getting used to that," Human Torch proclaimed. "We picked up Sparks, as you now call him, late last night on our scanners. He's pulsing with the same energy signatures as those gold crystals. This location has got the same signature," Ironheart explained. "Wait, so why'd you send me?" Human Torch barked. "'Cause Sparks has your DNA signature, dude. He's your clone," Spider-Man told him. Sparks looked at Human Torch with a
That makes
face.
so much sense.
"Well, I always kind of wanted it, a brother." "So that's kind of cool," Human Torch replied, smiling at Sparks. Sparks returned the smile, and they both landed on the ground and joined in on the fight. After a dragging battle, the Avengers stood victorious. "Hey Maria, get a helicarrier here. We can kind of need you to collect these ice cap dudes. Maybe we can revert the process," Captain America said into his communicator. "Sounds like a plan, Cap. I'll send one right away," Maria replied. Sparks and Human Torch both depowered and Johnny walked over to Captain America. "Next time you want to send me on a mission and you know what's going on, little heads up, yeah?" Johnny stated firmly. "It was a mission, Johnny, to learn some responsibility, and I think you did very well," Thor told him. "She is right," Captain America replied. "Yeah, gotcha," Johnny said awkwardly, scratching his head. Ocklos walked over to Sparks. "Hey, new guy. Nice to meet you. Also a new guy." Ocklos grinned, holding out his hand. "Dude, I saw you in town the other day fighting the fast dude. That's some kick-ass stuff." Sparks grinned back, shaking his hand. Ocklos lost his smile fast, the image of Thunderstruck flashing before him. The pain and regret and anger filled his heart with a mere moment before Ironheart snapped him out of it. "Hey, you okay?" she asked. "Yeah, I'm good," Ocklos nodded. "Hey Sam, hate to rush you into another situation, but we kind of have a problem," Phil Coulson's voice said through the communicator.
Phil!
"Don't you have like a new team of heroes to train or something? What's going on?" Captain America replied.
I know what he means by that.
"Actually, no, that's being handled. But anyway, Sandman was released last night, just walked out of the prison, and right now he's fighting Ghost Spider," Phil told him.
Ghost Spider!
"I have to go help," Spider-Man barked up. Sandman is no Avengers threat. Just take Ocklos with you and handle him. We shall get Sparks settled into the tower," Captain America ordered. Spider-Man looked at Ocklos and Ocklos nodded. Then Ironheart walked over and her mask retracted. "Hey, be safe, okay?" she told Ocklos. "Always," Ocklos grinned. Then his eyes flared green and he took flight and Spider-Man shot a web and swung away. Ocklos flew after him and they headed for Sandman, who was in the middle of fighting Ghost Spider.
What you have just listened to.
Okay, that was sick. That is sick. Alright, I like where this is going. We've tied in what he was talking about with Phil Coulson. We tied in my New Mutant storyline. Ghost Spider is part of my Marvel Rising storyline. So, we're tying the world in together, which is awesome. And as always, Ty's a kick-ass storyteller. I love what he's doing with Johnny. I am so excited to see more. I can't wait to find out what he does next. Alright guys, till next time, later days.